All right. All right. Okay. I believe we're live. Let me do a little check here really quickly. All right. Yeah. We are live. We're good to go. All righty. All right. All right. All right. All right. Here we go. Let's get into this, man. Let's get into this. Hello. Welcome, everyone. Welcome. 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 What's going on, guys? Hello. 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 All righty, man. Yo. Hey, yo. Hey, yo. Hey, yo. Omar, my man. Hello. It is great to see you, my man. What's going on, Omar? What's going on, Rise? What's going on, Koalo? Hello. Welcome, guys. Welcome, welcome. Yo, if you guys are brand new here, my name is Oborrok. I am known as the White Wolf, and my community is known as the Galactic Wolf Pack. Everything we do is built off of the foundation of positivity. There's no judgment. We hang out, we chill, we have a good time, we play a bunch of different games, and now we are doing a podcast. We're doing a podcast for our 8th episode. We do these every single week. We do them every Friday, starting at 1:30 p.m. PDT here on YouTube. And this is our 8th installment in this series. Today, we are going to be talking about Paragon. We're going to be talking about Paragon and how it was so inspirational and influential in my life. We're going to talk about how it laid a lot of the building blocks of my life, of my later teenage years. So we're going to get into this. This is going to be really fun, man. This is going to be really, really fun, man. I have reached out to a couple of the OGs that I used to play Paragon with. Omar's one of them. If we do get to see any others as well, that's gonna be really, really cool, man. We got a lot of great stories to tell, got a lot of great memories to talk about as well. So this is gonna be a really good time, man. This is gonna be a really good time. Thank you guys very much for joining this experience live. I appreciate you. All right, hopefully we are good to go, man. Hopefully everything is looking and sounding good. Hopefully there are no visual or audio issues. Hopefully everything is looking and sounding spectacular. I do hope so. Alrighty. Okay, all right. But yo, everyone, said good for days. Okay, cool, Rise. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate that. Yo, hopefully everyone has been having a fantastic week, man. Hopefully everybody's been having a fantastic week. It is now Friday, so it is the end of the week. Hopefully everybody's been chilling, having a good time, and also hopefully everyone's gonna have a great weekend as well. Hopefully if you guys were working or anything like that, hopefully now you can have a nice relaxing chill weekend. I do hope so. Do you guys got any plans over the weekend, man? Let me know, man. Let me know. Alrighty. Oh man, I'm excited, dude. I'm excited. We're going down memory lane, baby. We are going down memory lane. I'm really excited. All right. And actually, you know what? I'm going to change these lights. Hold on. I'm going to change these lights here really quickly. I want something a little bit more Paragon-esque. So I'm going to change them to, I think we have do you have a green blue option? That's actually kind of cool. I like the cyan. Wait. That's actually kind of cool. I do kind of like that. There's a green blue. There we go. There is a green blue. Okay, cool. All right. No, I do like the cyan, but let's go with a green blue. I like that, man. You know, let's do that. That looks good. That looks good right there. All right. All righty. Okay. All right, man. All right. All right. Rise says you're updating the podcast map. Very nice, my man. Very nice. How's it going, my man? And you said you are going to be working on an iteration of it that has all of the maps together. Yes, it has all of them together, and then there's another iteration where everything is like exploded, all of it is like destroyed. I said yes. Hey, let's go, man. That's freaking awesome. Your maps are really fun, my man. Seriously, you are incredibly talented. You are absolutely incredibly talented, my man. The work and the detail you are putting into these Fortnite creative maps is really, really cool, and I'm absolutely honored to be featured in them, my man. Thank you for featuring our podcast, and thank you very much for having my name in various different maps as well. I appreciate that. Also, creating Simba's tank too. Anyone that has been here for a while, you guys know that I have a bearded dragon, and his name is Simba. He's 10 years old, and he's pretty much like my best friend. I love that little dude. But he, even though I am the White Wolf and the community is known as the Galactic Wolf Pack, the bearded dragon, Simba, is absolutely our mascot. 100% he's the mascot. So it's really cool that you featured that, my man. It's really cool that you featured that and you put that in one of the maps. I'm honored. Thank you. That's really cool, man. Simba really means a lot to me, and I know he means a lot to you guys as well. So thank you very much, man. Alrighty. Well, what's going on, Omar? What's going on, Rise? What is going on, Koalo? Anyone else that may be lurking as well? Welcome. Thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate you. Alrighty, man. So, like I said, we are going to be talking about Paragon. We're going to be talking about Paragon, man, and yo, it's going to be a good time. It's going to be a really, really good time because this, like I said, this is laying some of the building blocks and the foundation of my life. Okay, so it's gonna be a really good time. It's gonna be a really, really good time, man. We're gonna go down memory lane, and I'm super freaking excited, man. So thank you guys very much for joining this live experience. Or if you guys are watching this once this is a VOD, hello from the past. I hope the future is absolutely freaking pogging. But thank you very much for watching this. If you are a part of the live experience, if you're watching this once it is a VOD on YouTube, or if you are watching it on Spotify, yes, the podcast is on Spotify. Thank you very much to everybody that has been following, dropping a rating, because you can drop a rating as well. Everyone that's been dropping a rating or following, listening in on Spotify, thank you very much. I appreciate you guys very, very much, man. Virus, thank you for joining us. I appreciate you, brother. I hope you are having a fantastic Friday, my boy. Thank you very much. Hello. What's going on, Virus? What's going on, my man? Alrighty. Also, my man, I'm really happy I got to catch some of your stream. I'm really happy I got to catch some of your stream last night, man. It was a pleasure, as always. I'm happy I got to be there. And also, you said you had work today, so hopefully, I really hope work went well. I do really hope work went well, my man. Alrighty. So, all right, man. Now, really quickly, so if you guys are watching this on YouTube, right, if you're part of the live experience, if you're watching this once it is a VOD, or if you're listening on Spotify, if you guys would like to check out any of the other socials, all of my socials are at Oborrok, so at Oborrok. If you guys would like to check out the Instagram, we post various different reels and Instagram stories. Some posts, I do have some posts from time to time, but if you want to check out the Instagram or the Twitter or X, it's called now. I don't know about all that. I don't know about it. I personally like Twitter. I grew up with Twitter, you know what I mean? So I like Twitter. What do you guys think about X though? X.com. That just doesn't sound right. You know what I mean? That doesn't sound family friendly. So I don't know about that. I don't know about that. But the Twitter, right? The Twitter, the TikTok, or the Kick, any of those, man. The Twitch as well. Any of these different platforms. If you guys would like to be a part of our streams or check out any of our other socials, Facebook too. All of them are just at Oborrok. So if you type in at Oborrok, then you can check me out on all those different socials. And everyone that has already done so, thank you very much. I appreciate you. Also, if you are on YouTube, again, if you are watching this live or if you are watching it once it is a VOD, then you can scroll to the description, and then all of them, I don't think the Facebook, but everything else is linked in the description. So if you want to check those, then you'll have a direct link straight to them in the description on YouTube. But again, like if you're listening to this on Spotify or something like that, then again, every single different platform is just at Oborrok, Oborrok. Alrighty. But also I did mention that we stream. So we are streaming this live right now. Again, the reason for that is because I've always loved the live experience. I've loved having the community with me in the moment when the thing is happening, whether it is the game, whether we're playing a game or we are talking, chilling, vibing, hanging out, whatever it may be, right? I've always loved having the community be a part of it in the moment. So with the podcast that my buddy Eli and I have been wanting to do for a very, very long time, I said, let's make it live, you know? So we already stream on YouTube. Let's basically turn the streams on YouTube into the podcast that we've always wanted to do. So now we have the podcast we've always wanted to do, but it's also a live experience because I love having you guys be a part of this in the moment as it is happening. So that is why we're streaming it. But also, again, we do stream on Kick. Kick has been our main platform for the last 2 months, but on Sunday, this Sunday, we will be returning to Twitch. We'll be returning to Twitch every single Sunday at 1:30 p.m. PDT, but if you want to check out the other streams that we do, we stream on a platform called Kick. It's kind of known as like the Twitch competitor, right? Basically, for the most part. But if you would like to check out those, we were streaming Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, and then Friday in the later evening. But now we're coming back to Twitch on Sundays. So we'll no longer be on Kick on Sundays. We'll be on Twitch. So Twitch every Sunday, 1:30 p.m. PDT. Again, name on there is just Oborrok, Oborrok, but it's the same thing on Kick. Again, that is linked in the description, and we stream every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. But so we stream 1:30 p.m. PDT on Monday and Wednesday. And then every Friday, so today, we stream at 5 p.m. PDT. So if you guys would like to be a part of the later evening streams on Kick on Fridays, then we do those at 5 p.m. We do those at 5 p.m. PDT if you guys would like to check that out. And again, we play a wide variety of games. We play Predecessor, which we actually will be playing today. This episode is dedicated to Paragon. Paragon is no longer with us, but we do have something that is pretty close. And it is getting better, and it is constantly innovating, and it's really, really cool stuff. It is called Predecessor. So Predecessor is about the closest you can get to Paragon, the actual original OG Paragon that I grew up with and I loved, and we're going to be talking about throughout this episode. So if you would like to see gameplay of that, we will be doing that on Kick tonight at 5 p.m. This evening at 5 p.m. PDT. Again, links in the description if you are watching this on YouTube. Or if you're listening on Spotify, kick.com/OBORROK. All right. Okay. Also, thank you very much to everyone that has already dropped a like on this stream. I appreciate you. If you haven't already done so, I would massively appreciate it because it does help out the streams and the podcast and the overall YouTube channel very much. So everyone that has already done so, thank you so much. And if you haven't already done so, I would massively appreciate that. But also, if you are listening on Spotify, please drop us a follow. Drop us a follow on Spotify and leave us a rating if you haven't already done so, because it does help out a lot, and I do massively appreciate that as well. Alrighty, man. Also, so one more thing, if you do have any questions, concerns, comments, or your own experiences of playing MOBAs, any MOBA, right? Talking, League of Legends, Dota 2, Smite, Paragon, Predecessor, anything, right? I think Heroes of the Storm too. No, I think that's a MOBA. I think so. I might be mistaken. But if you have any experience with MOBAs or Paragon or Predecessor or anything like that, and you would like to leave your comments, questions, concerns, any of that, own experiences and stories, then you are more than welcome to leave those in the live chat, and I can read those live. Or again, if you're watching this once it is a VOD, you can leave them in the comment section, and I will comment back on those, and I'll read what you guys say. Also, if you're listening on Spotify, if you scroll down a little bit on the episode, there should be a Q&A section, and you can leave any comments, questions, concerns, stories, anything in the Q&A section, which again I will read and then reply to. So again, if you guys do have any questions, comments, concerns, anything like that, those are the different ways that you can communicate those. So let's get into this, man. Also, Sydney, hello, welcome. Thank you very much for joining us. What's going on, Sydney? What is going on, Sydney? Hello. What's going on? How you doing? Alrighty. Said I would love to. I would love to see a sneak peek of the new podcast map. I would love to. I'd love to, my man. Thank you for sharing. Thank you very much for sharing the previous sneak peeks of the different updates you're doing to the maps, man. Heck yeah, I would love to. I'd love to see the next changes and iterations, my boy. Alrighty. Okay. Alrighty, so we are good to go. Let's get into this. Sydney says, not much, just some work so far today. I've been trying out, is it Palia? Is it Palea or Palea, or is it Palia? I think it's Palia, right? And it looks cool. It kind of gives me like a little bit of a Dauntless vibe, right? It gives me like a little bit of a Dauntless, and I don't know why, but like a little bit of like a Pokemon vibe for some reason. But it looks cool. It looks pretty freaking cool, man. I've been hearing a lot of homies checking it out and playing it, and like, can you create guilds on there? Are you able to create guilds on that game and like play together? I think so, but it looks cool. From the minimal gameplay that I've seen, it does look cool. It does definitely look cool. Alrighty, so we're gonna get into this, man. So, my first experience, said, yeah, community they call it. Nice, I like that. I like that. That's very nice, man. We love community-driven games. Love that. Okay. So my first experience with a MOBA, okay? Sydney says, I have joined, you joined the one Collie made still? Nice. Very nice, man. That's awesome. You guys are playing together. That's what's up. Alrighty. So my first experience with a MOBA, okay? I had never played a MOBA before. I had seen various different games that looked really, really cool, right? I'd seen various different games that had like really, really good cinematics or something like that. And I was like, wow, this game looks amazing. And then I would see that it was top down. And for the longest time, I could not stand top down. Like I really, really did not like the top down style of video games because I grew up playing like third person and first person shooters. So I played a lot of those, and that is what I knew. That was the angle and the view that I was so used to. So when I saw really, really cool games, I was like, oh, wow, this looks amazing. But then I would look at actual gameplay, and it was top down, and I was like, no. So anytime I saw a MOBA or any other game that was top down, I was like, no, this isn't for me, right? I was like, I'm not interested in this. I like first person shooters. I like third person games, that kind of stuff, right? So I turned away a lot of top-down style games, right? But my first experience with a MOBA was actually Smite. And if you guys don't know what Smite is a third-person MOBA, and it's not only a MOBA, it also has other game modes and game types. Like it has a clash and a joust mode. It has an arena mode that's kind of more brawly than like traditional MOBA, right? So Smite had it all, basically, right? Smite basically had it all, and they had a bunch of characters. They had like I don't know, like 150 characters, like so many characters. Okay, so many characters that all had their own unique like little lore notes, and they had different skins that were made for them, different like outfits they could wear, different abilities, like all kinds of stuff, right? Also, Michael, what's going on, my man? I'm actually just about to talk about you. I'm just about to talk about you, my man, because I've just brought up Smite. So we're gonna get into this. Michael, my man, what's going on? It's great to see you. What's going on, my man? How you doing? Happy Friday. What's up, my boy? Alrighty, so Smite was a third-person MOBA, okay? So again, I had previous experience, right? I had previous experience with a little bit of MOBAs. Like I knew of the genre because I had seen them, but I never played them because I did not like the top-down camera angle, right? But when I found out about Smite, I first found out about it because my buddies that I was playing Black Ops 3 with, they said, hey, let's go try out this new game. It's called Smite. It's free, right? And I was like, all right, cool, you know, whatever. And I found that it was a MOBA, and I was like, oh, snap. I was like, wait, because I didn't want to play a MOBA because I knew MOBAs were always top-down. So then when I saw that it was third-person, I was like, oh, snap. This is actually really freaking cool. So we started playing Smite, and I freaking loved it. I loved Smite, man. I mainly played Joust. I really mainly played Joust, which was more like it was still MOBA based, but it wasn't the traditional 3-lane. It was just 1 lane. You had like 2 jungle camps. You had just a 1 specific lane, and then you had kind of like a little
mini objective. You had like a little mini objective, which would basically be like maybe Fangtooth, maybe like in Paragon or predecessor terms, maybe Fangtooth. I forget what it was called. But you had like one kind of like main objective that you could get. I forget what it was called, but you had that, and then you had one tower. There was one tower per side per team, and there was one what would be known in Paragon as an inhibitor, but in Smite, I think it was called a Phoenix. So you had one of those, and then you had the core, which was a giant. It was called a giant, and basically the name of the game was whichever team eliminated the other team's giant won the game, right? So basically, you in Joust, it works the same way as Conquest. Conquest was more traditional style MOBA. It had the 3 lanes. It had the kind of Fangtooth-esque boss, that you could go after, which was called Gold Fury. And then it had the more like or prime boss that you could go after, which was known as the Fire Giant, if I'm not mistaken. But this was like a traditional MOBA, right? This was like a traditional MOBA. So it had 2 towers. You had 2 towers in each lane. So there were 6 towers, and then there was a Phoenix in each lane as well. So there was 3 Phoenixes, and then there was your giant, right? So again, same name of the game. You basically, whichever team eliminates the other team's giant is the winner, right? And because it was 3 lane and it was traditional MOBA, some of those games could go on for 40 minutes, 50 minutes. Like they could go on for a long time, right? But I really liked it. And I thought it was fun. And again, like I was saying, I was playing Black Ops 3. I was playing a lot of Black Ops 3 because I've always loved first-person shooter, third-person shooter. I was playing Black Ops 3. I loved that game. Loved everything about it, right? Well, one day, hold on. So I loved playing Bakasura. So back to Smite. I loved playing Bakasura because I thought he was really, really cool. He was this dude that had he was like this, I don't know what the freak he was, but he had this like cool hood on, and he had like fangs and all these crazy teeth. And then he had these giant like bone spears coming out of his arms, right? And he would like walk around on the bone spears kind of like hunched over, and he had a giant like split down his chest with teeth, and these tentacles would come out of his chest, and he would eat minions, and that's how he would get, or like jungle camps, that's how he would get stronger, right? And it actually fueled his ultimate, because what he would do is he would eat the minions, and then when he placed his ultimate, he would throw down this AoE that if an enemy was caught in the AoE, it would slow them down, but then he would upchuck the minions that he ate, and the minions would attack the enemy, and it was freaking awesome. It was awesome. But I loved Bakasura because he was really freaking cool. So he was one of the characters that I played the most. But then I loved Fenrir. I loved Fenrir because he was a giant wolf. Come on, the white wolf, right? I loved Fenrir. He was really, really cool. He had like a slash attack, a jump attack. His ultimate, he would turn into a giant wolf, and he would go grab one of the enemies, bite them. And I would always bite them and bring them back, because you can grab them and then you can walk back. So I would, while you're running, because you're, in giant wolf form, but I would grab an enemy and then I would bring them back to my team, and then we would just jump on them and secure the elimination, because I literally brought one person into, a huddle of 5 people. So it was a good way of like singling out a target and being able to secure an elimination. But I loved playing Fenrir. But my favorite character was Thanatos. Thanatos. I always called him Thanatos. I think his name is Thanatos. I think that's how you actually say it. But I loved Thanatos because he was like an actual Grim Reaper. He's called like the Hand of Death or something like that. But he wore this really, really cool armor. He wore this really cool like black and purple armor. And he had a giant spear, or not spear, scythe. He had a ginormous scythe. He had a really, really big scythe, and he had like really cool abilities where he could like, sweep with the scythe, and he had a move where he could like start moving a little bit faster, but as he was moving faster, like his health would slowly go down. His ultimate, I forget what his ultimate was called, but he had wings. He had 4 wings, 4 big wings. And his ultimate, he would like kind of hunch to the ground a little bit as he started to like screech, and then he would shoot up into the air, and then you got to basically you got to basically fly around for a little bit, and you could find a target, and then you could drop on them, and you would stun them. And if they were at a health that was already considered like ready to be eliminated, if you dropped on them, you would immediately get the kill, which was really freaking, you would immediately get the elimination, which is really freaking cool. So I played Smite for a super long time. I played it for years. I played it off and on for years. I played it on multiple different accounts. I had mastered, I hit mastery rank 10, and then I think I got 1 star on Thanatos. So that would be like 20 ranks or something like that. I had that on Thanatos. I had master rank 10 with no star on Fenrir. And I think I had mastery rank 8. I think 8 or 9 on Bakasura. But yeah, so I played a lot. I played a lot of Smite, and that was my first introduction to like a real MOBA, right? That was my first introduction to a real MOBA that I actually gave it a chance, right? Because all the other MOBAs that I saw, I thought they looked cool, but I couldn't stand the top-down angle. So I was like, I'm not even going to give it a shot. So when I played Smite, it was a MOBA, and it was the first experience of actually playing a MOBA because I didn't want to play top-down, and this was third person. So that's when I actually gave it a shot, right? Said Michael said it was pretty dope when we first played Smite. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Said you could hear the heartbeat when they were low. Yeah, dude. Yeah, it was freaking cool. The boom, 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 boom. And then he would drop, and if he secured the kill, he would screech, and it sounded like some like Headless Horseman stuff, dude. Like it was freaking cool. It was so freaking cool, man. He had this like creepy like whistle howl he would do. It was really freaking cool, man. But I loved Smite. I love Smite, and it was the first actual like MOBA that I gave a chance because it was third person, and I loved playing first person and third person games. So I played it because my buddies that I was playing Black Ops 3 with on my Xbox One told me, hey, this game's free. It's called Smite. Let's check it out. So I got to play in it, all this kind of stuff. But of course, I was still playing Black Ops 3, right? Still playing Black Ops 3. Now, eventually, at some point, I would move on to get a PS4. I sold my Xbox One, and I would get a PS4. Now, of course, because I had previous experience with Black Ops 3, I got the Black Ops 3 edition or pack bundle something or other of the PS4. So I got Black Ops 3. So I had that. I already had the experience of playing it, and I knew how to play it, and I loved playing it. So I got Black Ops 3, but then I had so much fun playing Smite that I downloaded Smite when I got my PS4. So we're playing Smite. We're playing Smite, and we're playing Black Ops 3. And one day I was playing Black Ops 3, and I ran into this super good dude, like super freak. This dude was crazy. Okay, let me tell you what. This dude was freaking crazy. Like this dude was popping off, dropping 30+ kills. Like it was insane, right? And I was like, bro, I gotta add this guy. Right? His name was Rodama23, also known as Michael, who's currently in the chat right now. So I added this dude. Right? I added this dude. We got to talking. I was like, bro, you're so sick at the game. Like all this kind of stuff, right? We added each other, and he said that he was actually, after playing Black Ops 3, he was going to go play Minecraft with his brother. And I was like, yo, you're going to go play Minecraft? I was like, bro, I got Minecraft. Because previously on my Xbox One, that was another game that I freaking loved, dude. I loved Minecraft. So that's another game that I downloaded when I got my PS4 as well. So I played Minecraft with Rodama23 and his brother, right? And one of the funny moments from back then was I had no idea how to make a good looking house, right? Like I thought you just built the blocks and you made it, you know what I mean? Like I had no idea of like architecture or like any kind of house design. Like I built a box, and we called it the banana box because I made it out of birch wood. Okay. So if you ever played Minecraft, you know, birch wood is like really like kind of tan yellowish wood, right? And I literally just built a freaking box, right? And I was like, this is my house. And Rodama was like, bro, what? Like this, right? And we started joking. We started having a freaking ball, dude. Like we're laughing. I was like, dude, it looks like a banana box. I was like, bro, so we're laughing. We're having a grand time. I get to know Rodama pretty well. We're playing Black Ops 3 all the time. And I was like, yo, my man, have you ever played this game called Smite? And he was like, no, I haven't played that before. So what is Simba doing? You good? Yeah, he's good. Okay, I was checking on Simba. He's moving there. Good, my boy? Yeah, he's chilling. He's chilling. The banana box. Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. Said the only one killing me. I was the only one killing you? Wait, I thought you were the only one. I thought you were the only one killing me. Oh man. See, this is the really cool thing too, because as I'm like retracing my steps and I'm like remembering and like going down memory lane and talking about all of this, man, having, you know, like Omar here or Michael or anybody like that, and having like your guys's perspective on this as well is going to be so freaking cool, because I'm telling you what I remember, and then you guys also tell me what you remember from that time. And it's crazy because a lot of the people like Omar or Michael or, you know, Styles, we'll talk about later, right? All these people, I've known them for like 6 years, right? I've literally known them for like 6 years, if not longer. So a lot of these amazing people have played a huge role in my life, just as much as, you know, Paragon or Smite or something like that have played in my life as well. So I am incredibly grateful to them, and I'm very happy that I met them. But so Michael says, yeah, in BO3 when we first played together, bro, I don't think we lost the game the rest of the... Yeah, no, I remember that. I remember that, dude. I freaking remember that. We went game for game and we were frying, bro. Oh god, what was it called? What was it called? You loved the Kuda. Was it called the Kuda? The KUDA or something like that? The Kuda 3 or the 32 or whatever. You loved the Kuda. It was like a SMG sort of fire rate AR, if I'm not mistaken. And I loved the Icarus or the Icarus. I think the Icarus 1, I think it was called. But dude, we went game for game and we just won. Like I remember too, you were dropping wraps. Wraps were we called them meatballs. They were these giant freaking like robotic orbs that had spikes all over them, and you would call it was a kill streak. It was a kill streak in the game, and you would like boop, freaking wraps coming in, and they would drop from a ship, and they would roll around the map, and they would go and they lunge at people on the enemy team, and oftentimes because they were so strong, it would be a one tap. It would be a one tap, right? So I think with the kill streak gave you like 6 or 7 wraps or something like that. So you could get quite a few amount of kills from using that one kill streak, right? But I remember like Michael dropped freaking wraps, and like I was dropping UAVs like crazy. I think I dropped what was it called? What was it called? The Sentry unit, or the what was it called? There was a robot you could drop down. There was an actual robot, like the assisted robot. I forget what it's called, but there was a robot you could drop down, and you could have it on like standing position mode, where it would literally stand and like guard a hallway, or you could have it on the follow mode, and it would follow you around, and it would like blast people with you. But I remember you dropped like 1 or 2 of those, and I was like, bro, this guy's so good. I was like, this guy's the best in the game. Like, it was freaking crazy, man. It was absolutely freaking crazy. But we went like game for game. We won like crazy. But so we ended up playing Minecraft as well. And we had a bunch of fun playing Black Ops 3. We had a bunch of fun playing Minecraft. But then I said, again, I was like, have you ever heard about this game called Smite? And he was like, no, I haven't heard about Smite. So I introduced Michael to Smite. And he caught on quick. Like, he caught on super freaking quick, and he loved playing Anubis. Anubis is a sphinx. I think he's a sphinx. But he loved playing Anubis, and he was really, really freaking good with Anubis, man. Like, he was so freaking good with Anubis for the years to come that we would play Smite. He was probably the best Anubis player that I knew. And every time, because I was a Thanatos, I was a Thanatos main, or like Bakasura or Fenrir. Anytime I saw that same character on the enemy team, I was like, bro, I gotta best him, bro. I gotta be better. I gotta be the better Bakasura, or the better Thanatos, or the better Fenrir, right? And it was the same thing for Michael too. He was like, oh, there's an Anubis on the enemy team. I gotta be the better Anubis. And it was so fun, and we would like challenge ourselves to like be the better one in the lobby, right? But also, Michael loved playing Ravana. And I made a joke too. I was like, isn't that crazy? Rodama is playing Ravana. Ravana was another really cool character that Michael liked. But yeah, man. So he played Anubis. That was like his main. But he also played a little bit of Ravana. And I think you dabbled in a little bit of Kabrakan too, no? I think so. These are all Smite characters. But I think you dabbled in a little bit of Kabrakan as well, something like that. To use the HVAC, yeah, dude, the HVK, yes sir, yes sir, yes sir. That thing was a beast. That thing was a beast, man. I loved that thing, dude. I couldn't get the hang of it immediately, but when I did, oh, dude, that thing was a freaking beast. That thing was an absolute beast, dude. It was such a strong weapon, like for real, man. It was such a freaking strong weapon. And yeah, the guy with the drums. Oh god. Oh my god. What's his name? It's gonna. Oh dude, it's gonna take me out, bro. It's gonna take me out. Who is the guy in Smite with the drums? Rajin or Rajin? Rajin. Yeah, dude. He was this big guy on drums, and he would smack the drums, and electricity, like freaking lightning bolts, would come out of the drums, and that's how he would like get his damage, right? But dude, yeah. So he also played. His name was either Rajin or Rajin, however you pronounce it. But he was a really cool character as well that Michael was really good with. He was really good with. Oh, give me one quick second. Alrighty. So basically we played Smite for a long time, right? I introduced Michael to Smite, and we played Smite for a super long time, right? But I also loved what's his name? Jing Qin. I think that's what his name is. Jing Qin was another really cool character. He had a helmet on, but he had, it was kind of like Headless Horseman a little bit. Like inside his helmet, he had like a spirit or like ghost kind of aura, right? But there was a giant face on his chest, and one of his moves was that he would spit like a giant wave of fire out of the mouth that was in his chest, right? But he was a big guy. He had like a giant like axe, and he looked really freaking cool. And that was another character that I liked playing. I played him more in like the off lane role, or what would be known as like the bot lane. Top lane, because bot is duo. No, I believe so. Yes, in actual MOBA terms, in top down MOBA terms, top lane, bot lane. I believe bot lane is duo. I believe top lane is solo. I think. Yeah, I might be mistaken, but in terms of like Paragon, it would be the off lane role. So I played Jing Qin in like the off lane role, and then I would play like Bakasura in the jungle. I'd play Bakasura in the jungle. I'd play Fenrir in the jungle, Thanatos in the jungle. So I've always been a jungle player, but I did like a little bit of off lane. I played a little bit of off lane as well. Now, so we played for a super long time, and then one day I was looking for new games. Okay, one day I was also, by the way, Eternal, what's going on, my man? How you doing, Eternal? It's great to see you. It is absolutely great to see you, my man. What's going on, Eternal? Hello, brother. Hello, my man. Michael says the deadly duo with Anubis and Thanatos. Yeah, dude. I think I've pronounced it like 4 different ways now. I'm like Thanatos. Freaking, I've literally said it like 4 different ways, man. I'm like Thanatos, Thanatos, like freak, I would say it so many different ways. I don't know why, but yeah, the deadly duo, man, Anubis and Thanatos. See, I just said it. That's another fifth way, right? Jesus, I don't know how to pronounce his name. I know the letters in it, but I can't pronounce it properly. I don't know. There's 5 different ways you can pronounce his name. Or at least 5 different ways I pronounce his name, even though I mastered the character 20 different times. I never mastered his name. Alrighty. But yeah, man. Okay, so one day I'm on my PS4 and I'm looking for new games, right? I'm looking for new games. We played Black Ops 3 for a super long time. We played Smite for a super long time. We played Minecraft for a super, super long time. We had also played Infinite Warfare. We played Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, and we thought it was bun cheeks, like for real. Like a lot of the Call of Duty players did not like that game. Me personally, I liked the story. I thought the campaign was pretty decent, and I actually went back like fast forwarding 6 years from that time, and I went and I played it again, and I loved it. I thought the campaign was amazing, but at the time, I mean, still the multiplayer is pretty buns, but we're not huge fans. We were not huge fans of Infinite Warfare. We liked Black Ops 3 a lot more. Like, we did like Infinite Warfare. We thought it was okay, but we liked Black Ops 3 way freaking more. We thought the jetpacks were done much better. The weapons were done much better. What do you call it? The specialist abilities. What were they called? What's their name? Operators. I believe that's what their name was. Operators. We liked the operators more in Black Ops 3. Like, we thought the game was just freaking sick, right? We loved that. But then again, we've also loved, personally, I've always loved Treyarch games. Like, I've always loved Treyarch for the Black Ops genre, right? Because I've always loved their campaigns, and I've always loved their multiplayers, and then zombies, right? I always loved the Modern Warfares for their stories. I loved their campaigns, and I grew up with their campaigns, but I never was a huge fan of the multiplayer because I came to the multiplayer super late, like way late. Okay, like super late. So I loved the stories and the campaign in Modern Warfare games, but I loved the multiplayer alongside the campaign and the zombies in Treyarch games. So when Black Ops 3 came out, we played it, we loved it, we were really good at it, right? But Infinite Warfare came out, and it was a Modern Warfare style game, so it had that time to kill, it had like everything that made a Modern Warfare game. So that's why I wasn't like a huge fan of it, because it was way more of a Modern Warfare style multiplayer than a Treyarch Black Ops kind of style of multiplayer, which I loved a lot more. Like, I loved the super high, or would it be low? Super low TTK, because they had more health. I forget how you explain it. The TTK was either really high, because it took a lot of bullets to take somebody down, or it was really low, because they had a lot of health. It was either way. You know what I'm saying. But I really liked the multiplayer in Black Ops games way more, right? So we played this, we played this, we played that, played this, whatever. And one day I'm looking for a new game. I'm browsing the PlayStation Store. I'm browsing the PlayStation Store, and I'm just looking for cool games. Games that just like catch my eye, right? I'm looking for something that's gonna catch my eye, right? I'm looking for something that I haven't seen before, and I'm scrolling for a while. Like I was scrolling for a while, man. But I found a game called Paragon, and this is where the story really begins. So you thought that was the beginning. No. Here's the beginning, okay? So I found a game called Paragon, and we're going to get into that right now. But yeah, so I was browsing. I was literally just browsing on my my PlayStation Store one day, and I found Paragon. Alrighty. Michael says it was doo-doo. Story was good though. Yeah. No, the story was good. The story was good. I definitely liked the story, but yeah, nah. The multiplayer was pretty. It was butt cheeks. I'm not gonna lie. It was pretty. It was very meh. It was the multiplayer was definitely pretty meh. Oh man. Alrighty. Okay. So now. So that's the build up. That's the intro. So that's first, introduction to like real MOBAs and stuff like that, playing MOBAs, meeting Michael, all that kind of stuff. Now we've discovered Paragon. So here are the early days of Paragon. Okay, here are the early days. Alrighty. The early days of Paragon go like this. My earliest memory of playing Paragon was getting into a game and picking Rampage. Rampage was this really big, like, I don't even know what you would call him, but he was like this. What is he? I don't know what he is. He's like a frog or so. I don't know what I have no idea. He's like a catfish, frog, octopus. I don't know. He was this ginormous, big, muscular alien gorilla dude. Okay, like he had freaking the whiskers like a catfish. He had the freaking skin texture, I don't know, of like a toad, but he would run around like a silverback. So he would run around with his two giant freaking arms pounding into the ground like this, and he would run at you like a silverback gorilla, even though he kind of looked like a frog. I don't know. But that's my first memory of playing Paragon. My first ever memory of playing Paragon was I selected a character that was called Rampage, and I thought he looked really, really cool. Now, I had no idea what I was doing. I had no freaking clue what I was doing. I had no idea. But I got to a point where I could unlock his ultimate. You unlock their ultimates at either level 5 or level 6, I forget. But back in Paragon, I thought it was level 5. It might be level 6. In Predecessor, it's level 6, but it might have been level 5 back then when I first played. I'm not too sure. But I unlocked his ultimate, and his ultimate allowed him to turn into this freaking massive beast. Okay, he was already a big, like, towering silverback gorilla, kind of like big presence of a character, right? But his ultimate took that to the whole new level, and he would get absolutely freaking enormous. Okay, and he would stand up on 2 legs. All right, so he would ditch the kind of like silverback gorilla walk, right? And he would stand up on 2 legs, and he would walk like really slowly at you, right? But he was freaking huge. His like skin turned red. He turned red, and he got massive. Like he almost took up the whole screen. Like he was huge, okay? But I remember seeing this, and I was like, dude, I've never seen a game like this. I've never seen a game like this. I've never seen a character like this. This is freaking like badass. This is really, really cool. So that was my first like memory of playing Paragon. When I downloaded it, I tried it out, right? But I thought the characters were really cool. I thought graphically it looked more alive and kind of vibrant compared to Smite, because Smite has always had more of like a cartoony kind of look, more animated, but Paragon took more of the like first person shooter kind of graphic style, and it looked more real. It realistically, it looked more real. It looked more alive, right? It didn't look like a cartoon or something animated. The characters looked real, you know. It looked kind of relatable a little bit, even though it was some alien planet. It looked kind of relatable, right, with the graphic style that they had. But I thought the game looked amazing. I thought the characters looked really, really cool. And after playing Rampage, I would then go on to like browse all the different characters, and this would lead me to find Chimera. And if you guys know me, you guys know that I've always loved Chimera. Okay, Chimera has always been my favorite character. He's my favorite like fictional character, I think, ever, right? I personally want to get a tattoo of him. Like, that's how dedicated I am to the character. I love the character that much, even though the character has next to nothing about his lore that has been explained, right? And he's kind of mysterious. I always thought he looked really cool, and I played the character for so freaking long, man. At the point where I started playing at the point when I started playing Paragon, I think I was just over 16. I might have been like maybe 16, maybe a couple months, you know, a couple months older than 16, right? So I started playing Chimera over 6 years ago, right? So I'm 22 now, right? And I started playing this character over 6 years ago, and I've played him in every possible chance I could play this character, I've always played him. So he really means a lot to me. The character really means a lot to me. So it's not just like, oh, this character looks badass, I want to get a tattoo of him. No, like I love the character so much because I played the character when I was young. I played the character when I was young, and I played him so much that I like learned his abilities, and I'd like to say I almost mastered him, right? I almost mastered his abilities and like how he works and how he operates, his like skill set and that kind of stuff. But I love the character so much that I still to this day want to get a tattoo of him at some point. But so this would lead me to finding Chimera. And one of my earliest memories of playing Chimera, and actually is a funny memory too. So Chimera is a spirit hunter, okay? There was some kind of like fan-made lore that I actually really like. There was nothing really provided by Epic. Epic Games was the creator and publisher of Paragon. There was no actual like real lore behind really any of the characters. Like they had like a very brief description, but they didn't have any actual like deep lore to them, right? So there was some fan-made lore for Chimera that he was a hunter. He was a hunter, and he was basically set out to become like blooded or like, you know, to have his like initiation to become a real warrior, right? He had to go fight the Imara. Okay, this is fan-made lore. So his name, he's a young hunter, and his name is Ka. Okay, and he had to fight the legendary beast that stalked the forest, right? That stalked the jungle of his town and his town's people, and it was known as the Imara. And basically, they go out, and you know, he finds him, he fights him, all this kind of stuff, and Ka delivers a killing blow to the Imara, and the Imara delivers a killing blow to Ka. And then before they both die, their spirits merge and they become one, right? And then so that's just fan-made lore, okay? That's not actually like confirmed from Epic Games, but that's fan-made lore, and I thought that was really freaking cool. And I thought it also explained, because when you are backing, like when you're going, you know, you're in lane or something like that, and you're gonna go back to the tower, the spirit will like come out of him, and it will like kind of like walk around him, and he'll hit it. Like he'll start to try to like hit it with his axes. He holds 2 axes, and he'll try to hit it, and he'll like look around, and he's like, he doesn't want to be like haunted by this thing, right? But also one of his abilities is, it's called ambush. One of his abilities is called ambush, and the spirit empowers him to move really, really fast. He attacks really, really fast. So he swings both of his axes super, super fast, right? Well, in the original Paragon, right, that I played, okay, in you know, back then, there was a glitch at the fountain. The fountain is where you start the game, okay? That's where you start the game. That's where you buy your items, right? Just outside of the fountain is the core, and again, if you destroy the core, or in, you know, Smite terms, the giant, then you win, or the opposing team wins, depending on, you know, whatever it may be, right? So back at the fountain, there was this little spot that I don't know how I found this. Like I just like randomly, I think I like backed up, you know, too much, and I was like, whoa, this is super cool. But so he, like, I pressed his ability. I pressed his ambush ability as I was walking backwards, and there was a glitch in the fountain where one of the walls, you could walk through one of the walls, right? You could literally walk through one of the walls. And I thought that Chimera, because he had like a spirit ability, I thought he could literally phase through walls. I literally thought he could phase through walls. So there I am, trying to phase through walls, and I'm like, oh dude, I wonder why it doesn't work. Maybe this wall is too thick or something. Yes, I actually thought that. I literally thought that because at the time that what I didn't know was a glitch, I thought that he was actually able to phase through walls. I thought that was what his ability was. That would be so freaking overpowered, okay? But I literally thought he could phase through walls, alrighty? And I soon learned that is not what that ability does. I read his actual ability sheet and I was like, oh, it makes him attack fast. Okay, clearly this is just a glitch. But that was one very early and funny memory that I have of the early days of playing Paragon and playing as Chimera. Okay, but so that's a nice little story right there. Also, V-Man, my boy, what is going on, my man? How you doing, V-Man? It's good to see you. It's very, very good to see you, my man. Said finally I can say what's up, Oborrok and Wolfpack. What's going on, my man? How you doing? It is good to see you, homie G. What's going on, brother? What is going on, brother? It's great to see you. Welcome, welcome, man. Welcome, welcome. Alrighty. So then, next up, so Paragon had a really cool login system. Okay. Paragon had a really, really cool login system where every couple of days you logged in. I think it was like the first day you logged in, the second day you logged in, the third day you logged in, and then like the 5th or 6th day you logged in, like the 8th day, the 10th day, the 12th day, something like that. When you first started to play Paragon, you could unlock different stuff for logging in, right? They had various different character skins. They had one of the characters as well. Her name is Kalari. I believe you unlocked her at level not level, but day 12. I'm pretty sure it was like day 8 or day 12, something like that. But also they had, I'm trying to remember what it was. It was either keys that you could also get in this daily rewards, because they had crates. I'm trying to remember if you unlocked keys as daily rewards, some of the daily rewards for the crates, or if you unlocked the crates themselves. I can't exactly remember, but I remember it was one of the two. But so basically the premise is they had a bunch of different login rewards. You could get a bunch of different login rewards, and it was really, really cool. So they had like different, character skins. They had, again, Kalari as one of the characters. I think Revenant was one of them too. He's like day 15 or something like that. I forget. But you could basically unlock characters. You can unlock character skins. You could do all that kind of stuff, which I thought was really, really cool. I thought that was really, really cool. Now, I am getting to the point where I love this game so much. Like, I'm getting into this. This is so cool. I'm playing more and more. Like, I'm slowly starting to learn what's going on, right? And so I started looking up videos. I started looking up videos of Paragon. And the first thing that popped up was a lot of videos of Agora. Now, Agora was a massive map. It was like, when you think MOBA and like a big map, dude, this was it. Like, this map, the Agora map, was massive. It was freaking huge, okay? It had a crazy dense jungle. Like, it had, if you ran from one fountain to the other fountain, just straight down the mid lane, it would probably take you 3 minutes to get there. Like, just like running, it'd probably take you 3 minutes to get there. Okay, like, it was such a big map. It was freaking huge, but it looked amazing. It looked absolutely freaking amazing, and I thought it looked so freaking cool. I just started like digesting so much content. I watched so much Paragon content, and I kept seeing this map, and I was like, dude, why is that map not in the game? Because at the time when I was playing, I did not know this, but I was playing on the final map that would ever be released in Paragon, and it was called Monolith, and not the Agora / Monolith map that came out after Agora. No, the Monolith map, like the final done. That's it. Like the final map, not the cool one that had like the stone structures you could like, walk up in the jungle, and like none of that. No. Not the cool bounce pads where you could walk up the stone structure in the mid lane. You could jump from one pillar to the next. No, that was the second map. When I came to Paragon, they were on the third map, the final map, and they didn't have those other maps. So Agora came out. It was the first map that they had. It was the first iteration, style, all of this in their early access, and when they launched on PC, okay? When they launched on PC. I don't know if this was also on PS4 when it launched on PS4, but when I played on PS4, that map was gone. Like, that map was long gone, okay? The Agora map was long gone, and the Monolith style / Agora map was gone too, okay? So I did not know this, but I thought, I could find these maps somewhere, and I was like, people are playing like a whole different game, right? Because the maps were so different. But I did not know at the time that that was the final map, right? I had to do a lot of research, but basically I learned from someone or something. I found that at level 30, you could unlock the Agora map, okay? I don't remember where I learned this, but I remember like hearing or seeing somewhere that at level 30 you unlock the Agora map, as if it's kind of like a ranked mode or something like that. You know what I mean? Like you have to be like, you know, you have to be dedicated enough to the game if you're gonna unlock ranked. Like some games will do that. I think Valorant's like level 20 or 25 or something like that. You can only play casual like pubs until you hit X amount of level, and then you can go play ranked, right? I thought that's what this was as well, because I heard at level 30 that you unlock Agora. So I grinded, I played like a whole bunch, and then I hit level 30 and nothing changed. Nothing changed at all. No Agora map, no Agora / monolith, nothing changed. And I was super bummed out because I would never get the opportunity to play Agora. I was playing on the final map the Paragon would ever have. It's a little bit of a sad cliffhanger. Little bit of a sad cliffhanger right there. Alrighty. Car Guy, what's going on, my man? How you doing? How you doing, my man? It's great to see you. What's going on, Car Guy? Yo, my boy, I really hope your wrist is feeling better, and I hope you're doing good, my man. Thank you for joining us. What's going on, Car Guy? So now, also, I do want to preface. Also, in playing Paragon and reaching level 30 and all this kind of stuff, I did introduce Michael. I did introduce Rodama 23, the dude that I met on Black Ops 3, and then we went and we played Black Ops 3 like crazy. We played Infinite Warfare, we played Minecraft, we played Smite, right? I did introduce him to Paragon, okay? So I was like, yo, dude, this game, it's like Smite, it's third person, it's MOBA, all this kind of stuff, right? And he went and he played Paragon with me, and he found the character that he really liked was Greystone. So he started playing Greystone, and he was the best Greystone that I'd ever played with, okay? He was the best Greystone that I ever had the honor of sharing the battlefield with. So it was really freaking cool. So we were a devastating duo in Smite as Thanatos and Anubis. But when we went to Paragon, we were a devastating duo as Chimera and Greystone. So we started playing Paragon like crazy and all this kind of stuff, right? So I want to preface there as well, right? I want to preface there as well that when I found out about Paragon and I started playing it, I introduced Michael as well. Like Michael, like we didn't play Smite and we played all these other games, and then I went to go play Paragon and I was like, see ya! Like no. Like he came with me and we played Paragon as well. And then we both fell in love with the game and we thought it was freaking awesome, right? So good times, for sure, good times. Eli, what's going on, my man? What is going on? Thank you for joining us. What's going on, King? That's the king right there. What's going on, Eli? What's going on, my boy? How you doing? It's great to see you, homie. What's going on? What is going on, brother? How you doing, Eli? What's up, baby? Alrighty. So, as I slowly got better at playing Paragon and I started understanding what was going on, right? I would start to meet people. Okay, so I introduced Michael to Paragon, and like we would play that, all that kind of stuff. But sometimes Michael wasn't playing, and I was all over this game, right? I loved this game so much that even if Michael was playing with me or not, like I was playing this junk all the time. Like I remember too, a couple times Michael was like, "Hey yo, jump on the game, bro. We about to go play Black Ops 3. Like we about to win all night." And I was like, "Nah, man, I'm on Paragon." He's like, bruh, like, dude, for Michael, do you remember that? Do you remember that, bro? There were so many times you were just like, "Bro, let's hop on the game." And I was like, "Nah, man, I'm on Paragon. Hop on." And he was like, "Dog, all you do is play Paragon." And I was like, "Dog, I love this game." Like, dude, I'm so serious. There were many times that I was like, "Nah, dude, I'm playing Paragon, bro." So played this game like crazy. And if Michael was on or if he wasn't, like I was playing this game all the freaking time, baby. I was playing all this. I was playing all the freaking time, man. I was playing all the freaking time, bro. So then I would start to meet people. Okay. I would start to meet people, and I I started playing on PS4, right? It was on PS4. It was on PC and PS4, but I started playing on PS4. Okay. And I started playing with a keyboard and a mouse. It was a wireless key. It was like a $20. It was literally like a $20 wireless keyboard and mouse that I got from, you know, like a local. I don't even know what the store was called. I don't even know if they're still around. There was kind of like this, like clearance shop basically. It was basically like Walmart, but like a clearance Walmart, right? That you could basically walk in there and you could get video games for like $2. Like, I'm so serious. Like, bro, the place was dope. I don't even know if they're still like in business, but there's a gnat on my freaking mic. How dare you? Get out of here, bro. Alrighty, but so I went to this store and I picked up a wireless keyboard and mouse, and I plugged it into my PlayStation, plugged it into the USB port, and I started playing Paragon on keyboard and mouse, right? I never was able to actually play Agora, which again, I don't remember. Like, I don't know if Agora was on PS4 at some point, because when I started playing Agora and the Monolith X style Agora map, they were long gone. So the Monolith map was the pure 100% Monolith map was the only map that I ever got to play, right? So I never got to experience what it was like to play on PC. I never got to experience that. I never got to like have that opportunity. So I said, you want to know what? I'm going to try to play it. If I can never play it on PC, if I can never play like what it used to feel like and all that, then I'm going to plug in a keyboard and mouse, and I'm going to try to kind of still have a little bit of a PC experience. So I would then go on to play Paragon on my PS4 with a wireless keyboard and mouse. And I would, so let me close your eyes real quick and let me paint this picture for you. Okay. So I'm in my room and I have a couch that my auntie gave me. Okay. She had an old couch. So my auntie gave me this couch, and I would put, it was literally like a freaking rich purple couch. Like this couch was purple. Okay. Like it was like velvet purple. Okay. But I had this couch smack dab in the center of my room. Okay. I had it smack dab in the center of my room, and I would sit in the middle seat. Okay. And I would have one of my dad's like end tables, one of like the little coffee tables, you know, like the little foldable coffee tables. And I would have that. I'd have my like legs in between it, right? I'd pull it up over me like this, right? And I would have my keyboard and my mouse, my little wireless keyboard and mouse. And I'd sit there and I would play on my little TV. I had a little 19-inch TV, a little teeny tiny little TV. And I'd sit there and I would freaking play Paragon just like this. So I'm painting the picture for you here. And actually, no, that's, I do remember that. I do remember that, V-Man. We're going to get into that because that happened way later. My boy. Alrighty. But also, V-Man, thank you for joining us today, my man. I really appreciate you. Michael says, but I did understand why you played it. Dude, I loved it so much. That was my game, dude. That was my game. I loved it so much, man. It's going to be so amazing, too, when Predecessor drops on PS5 because, dude, we're finally going to be able to play again, dude. We will be reunited. We'll be reunited, Greystone and Chimera, after freaking, what, 6 years, man? Oh, dude. Well, no, it's not 6 years. Well, 5. No, it would literally be like 6 years. It'd be 5 years and 7 months, I think. It would be like 5 years and 7 months since Paragon went down, and since we were last able to play. Yeah, it would literally. So when Predecessor drops on PS5, you and I will be able to play for the first freaking time and be on the same battlefield with Greystone and Chimera for the first freaking time in almost 6 years. That's crazy. That's freaking crazy. But so I was playing on PS4 with a wireless keyboard and mouse because I wanted some experience of playing it as if I was playing it on a PC, right? So I played with a wireless keyboard and mouse, and I got decently good at playing on keyboard and mouse, right? And the crazy thing is, too, some of how I played back then actually stuck with me. And some of how I played back then in the earliest years of trying to use a keyboard and mouse, a little bit of that has reflected how I play on keyboard and mouse today. So it's really cool. A little lore note, for Oborrok here. Part of how I played back then is a little bit of how I play now, which is it's really freaking cool. But so I started meeting people, right? So I brought Michael to Paragon, but now I started meeting people specifically from Paragon, right? I started meeting people from Paragon, and the first person that I met, his name was Omar. So Omar, my man, if you're still here, Omar was the first person that I met, okay? We met randomly. It was just a random, like, I solo queued, and then Omar was on my team, and I got to meet Omar, and he was playing with his buddy Sahid. So I met Omar and I met Sahid, and we played the game, we won, we added each other because we thought, like, we were like, yeah, we played really well, let's add each other, let's keep playing. And we just kept playing over and over and over again. So me, Omar, and Sahid would play for a long time. We would play for a really long time. We'd play game after game, day after day. Like, we would play forever. But eventually, Sahid would stop. Oh, hold on. Wait a minute. I think I got. Whoa. Yeah, I went. I went a little too far there. I went a little too far there. Hold on. Wait a minute. I got some extra lore to break down. Hold on. Let me see here. Yes. Okay. So eventually, so we play. It was me, Omar, and Sahid. Okay, it was me, Omar, and Sahid. So we would like trio queue, and we would play like all the time. We'd play all the freaking time. But then we met our next friend from Paragon, from just individual random Paragon lobbies. Okay, random lobbies, and his name was Rift. This is where we met Rift. So we're basically playing. I forget who he was playing at the time. Now, mind you, fast forwarding a little bit, he loved Drongo. He absolutely loved the character Drongo. Drongo was a really cool, like, junkyard kind of character. He had like a gas mask on. He had like a giant bazooka strapped to his back. He had a boomerang, and he had like an old rusty pistol, and he was wearing like a jumpsuit, right? But he had these giant dreadlocks coming out of his helmet. But so Rift loved Drongo. So fast forwarding a little bit, when we'd play with him quite a bit, he loved Drongo. So eventually when Drongo came out, he loved Drongo. He played him all the time, right? But so we met Rift. That was the next person that we met. So it was me, Omar, and Sahid, and then we met Rift. So we played all the time. Sometimes if like Sahid wasn't available, we'd play with Rift, or sometimes it was all four of us. But eventually Sahid would stop playing. And it was just me, Omar, and Rift, and we played all the freaking time. Now, mind you, at this time as well, Fortnite was on the rise. Okay, so Fortnite was on the rise, and we would go and we'd play Fortnite as well. Like, we would go and we'd play Fortnite a little bit also. We started playing that. We thought it was really fun, but we'd play that like periodically. Okay. And then we would come back. Of course, we'd play more Paragon, but we did play a little bit of Fortnite. Okay, but our main game was Paragon. That's where we met each other. That's where we played all the time. So we did play a little bit of Fortnite, but we mainly stayed on Paragon. But so we were like playing day after day. We were creating memories. Like, we were laughing constantly, like doing funny moments. We would stay up until like 4 a.m. playing the game. Like, we played all the freaking time, man, and we became like the best of friends. Eli says, so what's good? I'm on my way back to VA. So the data isn't too good here, so it's kind of lagging, but I'm good. Vacation is litty, so the stream looked mad clear. Hey, my man, I appreciate you very much. I tried to figure this out the last time. There we go. I'm trying to do a hand heart. There you go. That's how you do it. I always do this. I like cup both my hands together and I do that. Nah, I gotta do it cool. Bam. There you go. I appreciate you, my man. Yo, I hope you get home safely, my boy. I'm glad that the vacation was litty. That's what's up, my man. And thank you for the confirmation, or thank you for the feedback. Thank you for the feedback on the stream looking good. I appreciate that. Thank you, Eli. Alrighty. So me, Omar, Rift, we would play quite some time. And also sometimes we like Michael, if Michael was available, like Michael would hop on, Michael would play, right? So sometimes it would be me, Omar, Michael, Rift. Sometimes it would be just me and Michael. Sometimes it would be me, Michael, and Rift. Sometimes it'd just be me and Rift. Sometimes it'd just be me and Omar. But basically, we would play all the time. We'd play all the freaking time, man. Sometimes we'd 4 stack, sometimes we'd 5 stack. If we had somebody else, like we played all the freaking time. But so one day, I believe I was playing with Rift. I think I was either playing with Michael or I was playing with Rift. And we ran into this really, really good Gideon player. Okay, we ran into this really, and now see if Freeze is here. He's gonna tell you what he's told me a million times. He's gonna be like, dude, Oborrok, I told you, I'm not a Gideon player. I'm a Wraith player. But because so he mained when Wraith came out, he mained Wraith, right? But when I first met him, I met him on Gideon, and I met him with the really cool, I think it was called Skull and Bones Gideon or something like that. It was a shipwrecked, like a pirate. It was like a shipwrecked, like pirate skin on Gideon, where he had the actual, like a, you know, like the pirates, like a captain's hat. He had on like, you know, like a torn, like kind of attire that they would wear, and he was just a skeleton, right? But I met him, I met Freeze as he was playing Gideon, okay? So we meet this random guy. Again, it's either Michael and I or it's Rift and I can't remember. But we're playing and we meet this really, really good Gideon player, and his name was Freeze, okay? So we met Freeze and we started playing with him. Freeze was super, super cool, man. Really, really good guy. But of course, like I said, when Wraith came out, he started playing Wraith and he got really, really good with Wraith, right? But again, like I said, I remember him, like the first like memory of like playing with him, he was playing Gideon. So I remember him playing Gideon, but he also played Wraith when Wraith did come out. Now, after I met Freeze, I met a couple different people. Like I met a couple different like groups of people. I don't really remember their names. I didn't get like too close to them. I kind of like remember them. I remember some of the games that we played, but I don't really remember their names that well. But the 2 people that I did meet of these next couple like groups of people that really like stood out to me, and I knew, and I still know today, and I still speak with periodically today, is Obliminal and Tia. So I would then meet Obliminal and Tia. Now, Obliminal was a killer Decker player. Obliminal was a really, really good support. I can't remember if I do remember that when I think it was Zinx. I think Zinx was one of the final characters that came out in Paragon. I believe Obliminal played Zinx as well, and I think Obliminal played Terra as well. But I remember Obliminal being a really, really good Decker player. I think that was the first time I played with Obliminal. I met what do you call it? I met Obliminal, and Obliminal was a Decker player, right? So I like first like knowledge of this person was that they played really good as Decker, and that's like when I met them. So I met Obliminal, and then I met Tia. I do not remember who Tia played, but I remember playing with Tia a lot as well. So now, like into this time frame, we have Michael. So it's me and Michael who play Paragon. And then we go on and we meet Omar. We meet Omar and Sahid. And then we meet Rift. And then we meet Freeze. And then we meet Obliminal. And then we meet Tia. So at this point, we've met 7 people, okay? One of them I brought to Paragon. The other 6 we met just from Paragon, okay? So 7 different friends met and brought to Paragon. Okay, so all these different people that I met and I'm playing Paragon with, and we're playing all the freaking time, dude. We are playing all the freaking time, man. So Obliminal, Tia, myself, Freeze, sometimes Rift, sometimes Omar, sometimes Michael. They all eventually got to meet each other, right? They all eventually got to meet each other, and we all got to play games at some point. Like Michael, I believe, met Obliminal, and then like Obliminal met Tia, and then like Freeze met Tia, and like we all started playing. We all started playing the game. We all would like rotate out if like, you know, if there's multiple people that wanted to play, but you know, somebody wasn't on, or this kind of, like, we would play with everybody. So everybody got a chance to play. Like, we were always playing the game, and it didn't matter who we were playing with, because there were so many different people to play with. There was always so many different friends to play with, and it was a really, really great time. And we would play every day. We'd play every freaking day. Now, a quick little lore note about Oborrok is actually, at this point in time, I was faking my voice, okay? At this point in time, I was faking my voice because I was going through a really hard time in my life, and I will explain that more. I'll get more into that, more in depth with that. But I was going through a really, really hard time in my life, and I was super insecure about how I sounded because I was a very late bloomer to puberty. So I had kind of a squeaky voice, a little bit of a squeaky voice, and I was made fun of constantly for my voice, my face, the fact that I have a tooth that sticks out. Now I could care less, right? I don't care, you know. I smile. I have a tooth that sticks out. I don't care. But at the time, I was very insecure about it. I was very, very insecure about it, and so I faked my voice. I can't do it now, but like dude, I was straining my voice, dude. In order to talk like this, you got to remember, we are playing every single day. These people think I speak like this because I am playing every day with them, hour after hour, like hunched over like this, with like my chin in my neck. And I'm like, yo, what's going on, guys? Yeah, man. Yeah, I sounded like really gravelly, and like that wasn't my real voice, but that's how I always spoke because I was so insecure about how I sounded. And again, it wasn't like, you know, I just personally didn't like how I sounded. I was literally made fun of for it, right? I was literally made fun of for how I sounded. So I made up this fake voice, right? I literally made up this fake voice, and then everybody kind of knew me as like the deep voice guy, right? And so I was like straining my voice every single day in order to speak like that, right? And then, you know, not changing my voice because I was like, these people know me to have like a deep voice. I don't want to like show up in the party and I'm like, hey guys, what's going on? And they're like, what the hell? You're the deep voice guy, you know? So I did that day after day, week after week, month after month, for the whole time that we freaking played, dude. Yo, you know what I mean? So, yeah. So your boy was faking his voice for a long time. Very insecure about it. I was made fun of for it, all that kind of stuff. But we would play the game all the time. We would play the game all the freaking time. And again, I met Freeze, I met Tia, I met Obliminal. Again, we had Omar, we had Rift, and all these different people that we were playing. We're playing day after day. We would laugh like crazy. We would get dubs. We would win. We'd lose. We just had a lot of fun. We talked about life. Like, periodically, we would go play other games too. But we kind of became like a group, like a real like group. You know what I mean? And we played all the freaking time. We freaking loved each other, right? Eternal says fake oboe voice is less deep than oboe voice now. Imagine that, dude. Imagine that. My voice is naturally deeper than how I used to fake it. You know what I mean? That's crazy. If I would have just waited for puberty to happen, that's freaking crazy. Wow. Imagine that, dude. I didn't have to strain my freaking voice. I could have just waited for it to happen naturally. That's insane. But you know. Yo, G-Chap, what's going on, my man? How you doing? I know you loved playing Zinx as well. You're really good with Zinx. You're really, really good with Zinx too, man. But no, what's going on, G-Chap? I hope the rest of work is going well, man. And I'm happy to hear that you have a week vacation now, my boy. Good freaking stuff, dude. That sounds like fun. That sounds like fun, my man. That sounds like a lot of freaking fun. Week vacation, love that. Love that, my man. Let me see. Michael says, I did always had a feeling that you did that. Yeah, dude. Yeah, because when I first met you, did I talk like that? No. You found me out. Do you remember? No. Okay, dude, you remember? You found me out because of my laugh. It's the same freaking way that Eli found me out. When I met Eli, I was like, yo, what's going on, man? How you doing? You know, whatever. Can't even barely understand what I'm freaking saying. But he has always been freaking hilarious. And he cracked me up one day, bro. And I started laughing. And I completely gave it away. I went, like, I've always had this freaking goofy ass laugh, right? And this very, like, breathy laugh. And he was like, I freaking knew it. That ain't your real voice. And I was like, no, what do you mean? What do you mean, bro? What do you mean that's not my real voice? And he was like, dog, that ain't your real voice. And I'm like, what do you mean, bro? What do you mean? So eventually Eli found out and he was like, dog, just be you. And I was like, I can't be me. I am the night. I'm Batman. I am vengeance. So so basically Michael found the same way. He made me laugh one day and I gave it up. I literally was just like, I started freaking laughing my ass off. And you could clearly tell straight through the deep voice that it was fake. And he was like, bro, that ain't your real voice. Just be you. And I was like, no, I'm vengeance. I am Batman. I can't have my real voice. So I kept up that act. Oh my God, dude. I kept up that act for so long, dude. I kept up that act for so long. Even when people literally told me, dude, we know that's not your real voice. And I was like, no, it's my real voice. And everybody else was just like, all right, dude, whatever. Like, freaking, if you want to strain your voice, sure. But we know that's not how you actually sound. And I'm just like, no, I am the night. So. But yeah, so at this point in time, I'm faking my voice. Eventually, people caught on to it. They found it out. Well, Car Guy says, I remember how you sounded when I first met you. Oh my God, dude. Yeah, how I sounded when we first met. Hi, you got a mic? Hey, how you doing? You got a mic? Freaking, yeah. I bet I spoke freaking way up there, man. I bet I spoke way the freak up there. But yo, yeah, you literally dude, so many times over the years that I've known you, you're like, dog, just be you. Like, for real. Who cares what you look like? Who cares what you sound like? Who cares what games you play or how good at those games you are? Like, who cares? Just be you. Be your authentic you. Be real and genuine, you know? And I was like, so insecure that I was like, no, I have to like make up this persona, you know? I have to like be somebody else. And I will explain that more because I'm not saying this lightly. Like, I was going through the darkest period of my life at this point in time. And I wanted to kind of like escape it, but I didn't have an escape. So I thought in maybe becoming Oborrok in the very beginning, I thought maybe changing my voice and acting as if I was somebody else, I thought maybe that would help me escape the pain and the suffering I was dealing with. And it didn't. It didn't. What did help me escape that was the friends that I made and the great times that I had. It was never the voice that I portrayed or the person that I made people think I was. And I eventually learned that. It took me a long time, though. It took me a very long time to finally be comfortable in my own skin. It took me years. It took me years, dude. Eli, if Styles is here, Styles could tell you this. Oh my God. Freaking Freeze could tell you this for sure. Michael could tell you this. I was probably one of the most insecure people you would ever meet. Okay, like I was probably one of the most insecure teenagers you would ever meet. I didn't know left from right. I was scared of up and down. Like I was going through one of the worst times in my life, one of the darkest times in my life. And I tried to escape it by becoming something that I wasn't. And people saw right through it and they tried to comfort me through it. But it took me years to finally listen to that and actually like just be me. But so, oh man. Yeah, it took me quite some time. Definitely. Tia! Oh my God! Is that you? Tia! Oh my goodness! Absolutely praise the Lord, 100%. Absolutely praise the Lord, 1,000,000%. Tia, is that you? Oh my goodness, is that you? Yo!
Hey, yo. Hey, yo. It is wonderful to see you. Hello, how you doing? It is wonderful to see you.
Thank you so much for responding. Thank you very, very much for responding and getting back to me. I really, really appreciate that. I really hope you are doing well. I really hope you're doing well. I really hope you are in good health. I hope your family is good. I really, really hope you're doing well. It is wonderful to see you. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you very, very much for joining us. It's great to see you. I'm doing very well. Thank you. Thank you very much. Said, what's up? Love you. Said, you too. Thank you very much. I love you as well. I've been talking to these guys the whole time, and man, let me say, it's been crazy. It's been crazy. It's been a wonderful experience, man. Honestly, we've known each other for over 6 years now. We've literally known each other for over 6 years now. And I know I haven't, reached out all that often, but the times that we did get to speak, again, if it was Michael, or if it was, V-Man, or if it was Styles, if it was Omar or Rift or you or anybody, Freeze as well. If it was any of you guys, it's really, really freaking cool that we've been able to stay in contact this whole time. Like I said, maybe periodically, but it's been really cool that we've been able to stay in contact, and we are able to talk today and now reminisce on how we used to play the game and all the amazing memories that we created, 6 years ago. So to everybody that I reached out to, thank you very much for responding, and thank you for joining us today, and thank you for traveling memory lane with me. I really appreciate you guys. Tia, we were actually just talking about how I used to fake my voice. We were literally just talking about how I used to fake my voice, and how a lot of people saw right the freak through it, man. They saw right the freak through it. But I was going through, like I was saying, I was going through one of the hardest points in my life, and I thought, like, becoming somebody else, I thought that was gonna like mask the pain, but it never did, because becoming, something else, faking who you are, or creating a persona to like mask the pain, that isn't what fixes it, right? Hiding is not what fixes it. So it took me a long time. It took me years, man. It took me years. I was just saying how if you knew me back then, you probably knew that I was one of the most insecure people you'd ever meet. But it took me years. Literally, well, I'm not exaggerating. Like, it took me years to finally get comfortable in my own skin and be okay with who I am, right? So yeah, it took me quite some time to grow, and I really appreciate everyone that has been a part of that journey as well, and has nurtured me as as the years went on. So thank you, seriously, to all of you guys. Thank you very much. Michael said right where we left off, my boy. That's how you know we're all good. We're all good friends. Absolutely, my man. Nothing changed, dude. Nothing changed. We've known each other. Michael, I've known you since, because the game came out in 2015. I was already 15, and how old was I? I don't know. No, because I got it for Christmas. That's right. Oh my goodness, 2015, Christmas time. I met you sometime in 2016. Yes, I met you sometime in 2016. So we've known each other for 7 years. Wow. We have known each other for like 6.5 to 7 years. That is, that's crazy. That is absolutely crazy, man. And the same goes. The same goes for for Tia. The same goes for Styles. The same goes for Freeze. I've known you guys for anywhere between 6.5 to 7 years. That is freaking crazy. Again, I've known Car Guy. I've known Car Guy for 9 years. I literally grew up with Car Guy, playing Xbox 360 Black Ops 2 with Car Guy. So yeah, man, it's crazy, dude. The internet is a wonderful thing. It really is, man. Gaming is a wonderful thing, and being able to connect with people from all around the world and create bonds and friendships, man, it truly is a wondrous thing. And I'm very happy, blessed, and honored to have the opportunity to have met you guys. For real, man. You guys have absolutely changed my life, man. The friends that created the building blocks of who I am today. So thank you for being a part of my life, for real. Car Guy says it happens to all of us. It took me and you a few years to reconnect. True. Very true, my man. Very, very true. Yo, and when we reconnected too, man, it was like nothing changed. It was like nothing freaking changed, man. We were those two kids playing Black Ops 2 all over again, man. Just 6 years later, and we both had beards. Yo, man. Let me tell you what, dude. But no, man, no. Great freaking times, for real, man, for real. Said, and we'll still be friends for many years to come. Absolutely, absolutely, I believe that, man. And thank you for saying that, Michael. I appreciate you, brother. I really do. So, the next part of the story is I was actually starting to get better. I was starting to get better with Chimera. I was starting to get better at Paragon. I was starting to understand the game, a little bit more. I was noticing that we were playing so well as a team too. Like, you know, again, if it was Freeze and me or Rift, Tia, Obliminal, anybody, right? Like if it was any of them, we played so freaking well as a team. Man. We were laughing, cracking up, like having a great freaking time. Now, one day, I am trying to remember if I was playing solo or if I was playing with Michael. No. I remember this. No. I remember this. I was playing with Michael. I remember this. I was playing with Michael, and we were playing Paragon, and we ran into a crazy, and I mean insane, Revenant player. We ran into a nutty Revenant player, man. This dude was off the charts. This dude was crazy, okay? And his name was Styles. Now, Styles, Michael, if I'm remembering this correctly, Michael had to go. He was either going to go play basketball with his homies or he was going to go play something else. I forget what it was, but I basically told him, I was like, yo, hey, Michael, yeah, dude, I'm gonna go meet up with this Styles guy. This guy seems cool. So, in my, natural fake voice, I was like, yo, I'm gonna go meet up with this guy. This guy's really cool. This dude's a great Revenant. I want to keep playing Paragon. And I can't remember what Michael was doing. He said he was gonna go play basketball or he was gonna go play something else. But so we were playing, we met this guy. His name was Styles. He was a really good Revenant player. And Michael had to go, but I kept playing. So I got in a party with this dude. And dude, we probably did not lose a game. Like he went Revenant ADC and freaking destroyed the lane every single game. I went Chimera jungle, destroyed the jungle, and we won back to back to back to back. And we won like crazy, dude. We won like freaking crazy, bro. So we get in a party, we at each other, we start talking. And Styles was another one of the freaking goats, man. Another one of the OGs. Like, I met this dude right around the same time that I met, everyone else that I've mentioned so far. And dude, he was a really freaking good Revenant player. So we're playing like freaking crazy, all this kind of stuff. Then eventually, at some point, Styles would meet everybody else. So Styles got to meet Michael. Michael got to meet Tia. Obliminal got to meet Rift, I believe. Like, everybody got to play at some point or another, right? Everybody got to play at some point or another. And we were up till 4. Sometimes Styles and Rift And sometimes other times, Michael and we'd be up till 4, 5, 6 in the morning playing Paragon. We'd also we play a little bit of Fortnite. We played a little bit of Smite, right? Of course we play Black Ops 3, right? But we were up till sometimes 4, 5, 6 in the morning, and we were just playing, just hour after hour, day after day, week after week, month after month, having so much freaking fun, dude. Constantly in a PlayStation party. And the crazy thing too was we played so much that there was one point in time where we had a PlayStation party open for like 12 days. Like 12 whole freaking days, because on PlayStation you were able to keep a party open, right? As long as somebody was in the party, right? Somebody created the party, so they were the party host. But then if everybody left and there was at least one person in there, the party would keep going. And we would log on in the morning and we would see, we'd go to the party, we'd go to our friends list, and we would see party open, right? And it would be like 18 hours or like, 39 hours. Like there was one point in time where we literally had this party open for like 12 or 13 days. We were playing every single day, back to back, just sunrise to sunset, dude, constantly. And we had a blast. Like if we were winning, if we were losing, it didn't matter. Like we were playing and we were laughing and having so much freaking fun, dude. And like I said, man, these were the building blocks of who I am today, man. These were my late teenage years. And I look back on every single one of those moments, man. Every single one of those matches, every single person that I met. I look back on that so fondly, man. I look back on that so I'm so freaking happy that I got to experience that, man. I'm so freaking happy that I got to experience that, and I got to hang out with all the people that I met. I'm so freaking happy, man. I'm really, really freaking happy. I will tell you, man, for sure. Paragon holds such a high value. Paragon holds such a high freaking value in my heart, because I met some of the coolest people that I still know today, and some of them I still talk to today. Again, some of them, it took years to reconnect. We went our separate ways a little bit. We grew up or whatever. But for the most part, even though some of us went our separate ways, we periodically stayed in contact. And to be having this conversation right now, man, and to see Tia in here, to see Michael in here, to see, again, Omar in here, right? To see the people that I met 6.5, 7 years ago, and to think that we can still talk today is incredible. It really is incredible, man. I met some of the absolute coolest, most genuine and wonderful people that I've ever met in my life, in that moment. And it was during a time where, like I said, we'd get to this. It was during a time where I was going through one of the darkest moments in my life, because my parents were getting separated. My parents were getting separated, and I was being pulled between both of them. My mom did not want this. My mom did not want this at all. But they got separated. My dad was teaching me really, really bad habits, and I was basically being pulled between the two of them, and I didn't have an outlet. I didn't have an outlet. I didn't have a way to, I didn't have therapy. I didn't have any of that. I didn't have anybody to really talk to about, my problems. Like I did, and I would speak to, some of the people that I've mentioned, but for the most part, I tried to just not really bring it up. If I trusted somebody enough, I would, like Styles, like I told him like a little bit of what was going on. Michael saw more of it. I knew Michael a little bit longer at that point in time, so I would tell him more. But I was very emotional. I was very emotional, and I was in a very like broken state of mind because my parents were getting separated and I was being pulled between the two of them, and my dad was showing a freaking uh, evil side of himself, man. Like for real, my dad was on his villain arc, dude. Like really, like he was. Let me tell you what. So I didn't have an outlet. I didn't really have anybody to like talk to. You know what I mean? I didn't really have anybody to talk to. So I became a little bit more secluded. I became more like I reclused a little bit more, and I deepened the voice even more. I kept up the the gag of this is my real voice, doing the deep voice, and I tried to act as if what was happening wasn't happening, and I couldn't escape it. I couldn't escape it. My parents were getting separated, and it was one of the hardest points in my life. My dad was also treating me terribly. Like I was the verbal abuse, the emotional abuse, the freaking spiritual abuse, the physical abuse, everything. And I the reason it was one of the darkest points in my life is because I saw my parents at each other's throats every day, pitted against each other with me in the middle. And then also because of this, I traveled to a very dark mindset, a very, very dark place mentally. And some of you guys that are a part of the wolf pack, some of you guys that know, my story, some of you guys know that I was thinking about unaliving myself. I'll say that. A lot. I was dealing with that for a very, very long time. But eventually, I would be able to come out of this. I would eventually be able to come out of this, and I would start talking about it a little bit more. I would start growing from it a little bit more, and I would try to understand where I was in the situation. I tried to understand that I was not at fault in the situation of my parents getting separated. And I tried to realize that I did have a reason and a purpose for being here. So, especially with the people that I knew and the people that I met, I started playing with them more and more. And although I didn't have a technical outlet, that kind of became my outlet. Hanging out with these people that I met and playing games with them and like spending every single possible moment that I could hanging out with them, because I was going through it at home. I was really going through it at home, and I needed something to distract my mind. So I started to come out of my shell a little bit more. I started to be a little bit more open. There were moments where I dropped the voice. There were moments where I dropped the voice, and I really showed, like, I'm being fully transparent. You know what I mean? And I just say Paragon holds such a high value in my heart, because during one of the absolute darkest times in my life, I had people that I knew I could talk to. And although I didn't really trust them immediately, and I didn't really know how to talk about it in some different ways, right? And I was very nervous and kind of socially awkward, and because of the situation, I reclused a little bit more. I did finally start to come out of my shell even more. I got more comfortable with the people that I was talking to and I was playing games with. Again, Tia, Michael, Styles, Freeze, Rift. I started talking with them more. I was laughing more. I was happy, and I was playing something that I absolutely loved, and I was playing a game that I met all of them on, except Michael. I didn't meet Michael on Paragon, as we explained earlier, but I was playing a game that I met them on, and I was having the time of my life. So Paragon holds such a value in my heart because Paragon and the people that I met from it, or the people I played it with, helped me get through one of the absolute hardest, darkest times in my life. So I will forever be thankful and grateful to the people that I met and Epic Games for creating Paragon. So, oh man, oh golly, I'm trying. Getting emotional in here, golly. Oh man. Omar, I believe Omar is lurking. I believe Omar is here. I believe Omar is here, lurking, Tia. Car Guy says, I know about the separation. I've seen many from my dad because of how bad my mother was, but I'll save that story for another time. Obo may know it. I believe I know a little bit of it. My man, but you know what? Car Guy, Michael, Tia, Styles, Freeze, Rift, Eli, V-Man, all of you incredible, wonderful, amazing people. I want to say thank you so much. Omar as well. I want to say thank you so much for being a part of my life and helping me get through one of the hardest times in my life and creating the building blocks of who I am today. Each and every single one of you, I appreciate you so freaking much, man. You guys literally changed my life. And in a way, I say you saved my life too, for real. Rise says, I know what you're talking about, Obo. So my dad was not a good dad, and he said that games weren't good for me, and I'm so happy he is gone from my life. Hey, my man. I'm happy you're out of that situation. I'm sorry that you have to relate to me. Nobody should have to go through that, man. Nobody should have to go through that. So I'm very sorry that you have to relate to that. But I am very happy that you're free from that. I'm really happy you're free from that, and I'm glad you're doing better and you're thriving now. That's wonderful. That's wonderful, Rise. Nobody should ever have to go through that, but I'm glad you are no longer going through that. Alrighty. Now, we're gonna talk about something that actually kind of flipped Paragon on its head. So Paragon was starting to lose traction. Around this time, Paragon was starting to lose traction, and a lot of different updates and changes, nerfs, buffs to things that, didn't need to be buffed, or changes and alterations and just things that were happening within Epic Games, Fortnite on the rise, all of this different kind of stuff, right? Was happening, and a lot of people started to leave Paragon. And they weren't really enjoying it anymore. Well, then what is known as the Community Killer update would be delivered. And we're going to talk about why it was the Community Killer. So there was a massive update on the way that was known as V42. If you played Paragon, you know what this is. But if you don't, we're going to explain it right now. V42 is the Community Killer update because of how it divided the community so much. The Paragon was already losing so much traction, but the V42 update split the community so far down the middle. Like a mile down the middle, man. Like it split them so far down the middle. But so first of all, I heard that V42 was gonna have a crazy update to the graphics and all this kind of stuff. So at the time, I had a PS4, okay? I had a PS4, but I heard that V42 was going to have this massive update to the graphics. So I asked my mom if we could put a PS4 Pro on layaway. So we ended up putting a PS4 Pro on layaway, and I started saving any money that I had. I started doing chores around the house and cleaning as much as I possibly could. And we got the PS4 Pro just before V42 dropped. And I was so freaking happy because I was like, V42 is about to drop, and I can experience it in all of its like graphical beauty, right? In like all of its like, this is the way you're supposed to experience this, right? Like this is the way the game is supposed to look and get the full detail of everything, right? I can experience it that I have, you know, I can experience it now that I have a PS4 Pro, right? So I ended up getting the PS4 Pro right before V42 came out, and we played it and we freaking loved it, and it was a lot of fun. Now the crazy thing too is this actually marked the journey of starting to stream. I had never streamed before. I had never, like, I made a couple like YouTube videos here and there, just random little YouTube videos here and there. Nothing ever anything like crazy, right? But I made like a few little, you know, YouTube videos randomly, and then but I had never streamed. So when I got my PS4 Pro and V42 came out, I started up a YouTube stream. This was my first ever YouTube stream. I started up a YouTube stream and I was like, yo, what's going on, guys? In my fake voice. And I wanted to find out, the title of this was called, Is Chimera, it was V42, Is Chimera OP? So I wanted to find out if Chimera, the character that I was playing, and I really loved that character, I wanted to find out if in this brand new update, I wanted to find out if Chimera was overpowered, right? So this would mark the journey of doing my first ever stream. I streamed on YouTube, and this was where it all began. This is where the streaming began for the first time, right? And you can actually find it. You can actually find that stream. Hold on. Let's take a minute to go, take a minute here to go find it really quickly. Let's go to YouTube. It's under the name of I'm Chimera, okay? I am, right? And then Khaimera. I'm Chimera, and I'm gonna say the channel might not pop up. It might pop up by the video that I posted. Let me see. I'm gonna say I'm Chimera Quadra Kill. There it is. Found it. Oh my goodness. 5 years ago. There it is. There it is. Oh my god. Paragon V42 is Chimera OP, streamed 6 years ago. All right, I'm gonna turn down this music. I'm gonna turn down this music really quickly. I'm gonna turn this up, and you guys are gonna get to hear what I actually sounded like back then. Don't cringe, it's pretty bad. Yo, what is going on, everybody? I'm Chimera here. We're gonna be playing. I spoke like so quietly, dude. I spoke so freaking quietly. A little bit of Paragon V42 today, and as you guys can see in the title, Paragon V42 is Chimera OP. We're gonna be finding that out in this stream. If you guys are able to hear it, like to try out, that's what I sounded like back then. And death. It's gonna be a little bit of ability, armor, penetration, and a lot of. But so I had an alternate account. That you can barely hear me, dude. That's crazy. I have it. I literally have it. That's how low I was talking, man. I have my mixer at 100%. I have it at 100%, man. Okay, hold on. I have it at 100%, and I have the volume on the actual stream itself at 100%. I'm gonna turn this up, and then I'm gonna turn it down. I'm gonna turn this up to like 10.7. There we go. What is going on, everybody? I'm Chimera here. We're gonna be playing a little bit of Paragon V42 today, and as you guys can see in the title, Paragon V42 is Chimera OP. We're gonna be finding. You able to hear it? You able to hear it now? All right, let me turn that back down. There we go. I hope you guys were able to hear it for like a second, okay? I hope you guys were able to hear it for like a second, but that stream is still there. That stream is still there, man. So by the account name of I'm Chimera on YouTube, Paragon V42 is Chimera OP. That stream is still on YouTube from 6 years ago. That's still there, man. That is still freaking there. My Chimera Quadra kill, my Murdoch Quadra kill, my Skyforge sudden attack cleared in under 2 minutes. Yeah, man. Wow. Wow, dude. Wow. Said, yeah, I can. Dang, it brings back memories, dude. Yeah, man. Yo, do you remember the... Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Howl Clan Carnage here. Oh man, dude, let me tell you what. When I used to be known as Carnage, and we had the Howl Clan, dude. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Good times, man. Good freaking times. Said I gotta go, but it was good seeing you, Tia. Thank you so much for joining us. I really, I can never do it. There we go. Bam, bam. I'm sending you big hearts and big hugs. I appreciate you so much. It has been an absolute honor and a pleasure to see you again. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you very much for joining us. And thank you for staying in contact all of these years. And thank you for making such an impact in my life and on my heart as well. I really appreciate you. God bless you. And I really hope you're doing well. I really, really hope you're doing well. I appreciate you so much. Please be easy and have a wonderful weekend, Tia. Alrighty. So you guys heard into the past right there, right? You just you just heard into the past. So that is what I used to sound like. Okay, that's the deep voice. That's the Batman voice, right? Now, so that was marking the first time I had ever streamed. That was marking the first time I had ever streamed, and I did it on YouTube, and it was by the account name I'm Chimera, and it was Paragon V42 is Chimera OP. So we played Paragon V42, and personally, I liked it. Personally, I did like it, and I thought it was fun. Personally, I liked it, and I thought it was fun. But you may be wondering, why did Paragon V42? Why was it considered the community killer update? The reason Paragon V42 was considered the community killer update was because Paragon was already making a lot of really, really drastic changes, and they were losing. They were bleeding players. They were bleeding players. Now, they were losing players like crazy. And V42 comes out. Now, V42 completely changed the itemization, the everything. The way MOBAs traditionally work is you have an item, okay? You have an item that you start at like a low tier, and then as you get more gold, you level up that item until you max out that item. And the maxed out item has different effects and things like that, right? Well, V42 implemented a card system, okay? So the card system completely took away all of the items. It took away all of the items, and it took away the feel of Paragon being a MOBA, right? So Paragon was already changing so drastically, and it was bleeding players, but V42 split the community so far down the middle because it changed and shook the very core of what the game was, what everybody knew the game was. We had already lost Agora. Everybody that knew and loved Agora and the travel mode and dunking the Orb Prime and all of these kind of things that people loved so much about Agora and what Paragon started as was no longer there. Then the Monolith X, Agora style map, that was no longer there. Shadow pits were no longer there. The thing that allowed you to jump from like one pillar to the other pillar, that was no longer there. All of these things were changing so drastically, and now you're stuck on this one map that is the smallest map. It was the smallest map Paragon had ever had, right? And now you have a brand new system that completely took away the system that everybody knew and loved. It completely changed how the game was played, and it took away the feeling of building items and creating actual builds. So it this update really took out a lot of people. It took out a lot of people, and it made the community bleed even more. So personally, again, myself and the group I was playing with, they really, really liked this update, especially Styles. Styles and I loved this update. We loved what they did with Iggy and Scorch. Iggy was like this little goblin guy, but he was like a technician goblin guy, and he rode this giant, like, freaking lizard that could belch oil and fire. Like he could belch oil and breathe fire. He was like this little lizard, little dinosaur thing, and this little goblin would ride him like a horse. Right? He would freaking, you know what I mean? But it was called Iggy and Scorch, and V42 changed the way his ultimate worked. So he would place down these little turrets. He'd place down these little turrets, or no. If I'm not, hold on. If I'm not mistaken, his ultimate previously was the dragon Scourge. I forget who's Iggy and who's Scorch, but the dragon would breathe fire. If I'm not mistaken, the ultimate was it would like just do this crazy like wave of fire, right? If I'm not mistaken, that's what his original ultimate was. But V42 made him throw down turrets. If anybody's listening to this live and you remember this, or if you are going back and watching this once it's a VOD, or if you're listening on Spotify and you know this differently, please correct me if I'm wrong, because I know that I could potentially have that incorrect, and I don't want to spread misinformation. So if I am incorrect, please correct me. But if I'm not mistaken, V42 made it so that he no longer had the fire blast ultimate, and he would throw down turrets. So he would throw down little turrets, and then the ultimate would hone in all of those turrets on like one target and like rapid fire them. So all of them would fire super fast, and they do a crazy amount of damage, right? They would do like a crazy amount of damage as well, right? So it changed a bunch of stuff. It updated a bunch of stuff. I can't remember if they had a mastery rank system before V42, but at some point they had a mastery rank system, and you could like level up each individual character. Then they added crowns, so you could get like a little crown, or you could get like straight up like a crown on your head that had like horns coming out of the side of it, like a gold crown. But then they also had a mastery skin that was on fire, so it was like red and orange, yellow and black, and it looked like magma. Like it literally looked like, it was like the skin was like volcanic, right? And you got this skin, you were awarded this skin when you hit mastery rank 10 on your character. So I had it on Chimera. I had a couple buddies that had it on other characters. I think Michael had it on Greystone, I'm pretty sure. But they had these different like mastery rank skins as well. And then, so, V42 comes out, the massive change, massive change, card system instead of items. It made a lot of people mad, and a lot of people left the game. Well, as time went on, they started to add new characters. And a lot of people liked the new characters, but a lot of people also didn't like the new characters. They didn't like the direction the game was going in. And when the game when the game then had its final character, if I'm not mistaken, again, please correct me if I'm wrong. If I'm not mistaken, the final character was Terra. Terra was this warrior lady that had like a giant axe and a giant shield. I believe I'm pretty sure she was the last character that they released. They were going to release a character named Boris, but then, the servers went down before that. Boris was a giant like robotic bear that we did actually see in Fault. That game's no longer a thing. But so basically, the game was going in such a different direction that a lot of people couldn't follow, and it just started bleeding more and more players. And then eventually, as a lot of you may know, in April of 2018, Paragon servers were fully shut down. Paragon servers were fully shut down, and the news was broken to us, I think like 2 or 3 months before this actually happened, right? Before this actually happened, the news was broken to us like 2 or 3 months before that. But in April of 2018, the servers finally went down, and Epic released like $30 million or something like that worth of their assets to the community. And the only stipulation, the only rule was if you wanted to create something that was Paragon-like, you had to use the Unreal Engine. So if you wanted to create your own Paragon-like game, or you just wanted to see Chimera run around and do the jungle jog, which was a cool emote that he had, then you had to do it on the Unreal Engine. But Epic basically gave technically anyone and everyone the ability to make anything that they wanted. They released all of their assets entirely for free, and if you wanted to make a new game, basically you could. So a lot of the community came together, and then we had people that created the studio behind Fault. Fault is no longer a thing, but we had the people that created Fault. There was one called Core, I believe it was. Core is no longer a thing. I don't believe Core turned into Predecessor. I don't think so. I think Core just like ceases to exist now. I think it was made by Metabuff Studios or something like that. But yeah, so there was like Core, there was Core, there was oh my goodness, my brain. I'm losing my train of thought here. No, but there was Core, there was Fault, and then they had I think Predecessor had a different name. I think it was like Project Phoenix Rising or something like that, because they were trying to say like they're like recreating it in their own like vision, right? It was like Phoenix Rising or something like that in the very early stages before it became Predecessor. But then, you know, there was Predecessor, and then there was also Overprime. There's also Overprime that was called something else as well. Before it was named Overprime, it was called something else. But so then you basically, as the community dubbed it, you had a bunch of what was called para-zombies. So a lot of different studios and companies came together from, I mean, gamers from the comfort of their own home and started to work together and create studios to basically reimagine Paragon with the assets that Epic gave, right? Which was really cool. But so we found out about the news that Paragon was going offline, but there was still something that was really cool that we could look forward to. Now, Epic was going to hold one final tournament. There was going to be one final tournament, a community tournament that everybody could participate in. It was completely free to get in, and if you wanted to play, you could. Now, I told Obliminal that he should be the captain of the team. I told Obliminal he should be the captain of the team. And then because Obliminal was a dancer, I said I was trying to come up with like cool like names of dances so that we could name our team. And I found a dance move called it's called like the Cat Daddy or something like that. So I said, "Yo, we should be called the Cat Daddies." And like Obliminal got a kick out of that, thought it was really funny. And we were going to participate in this tournament. We were going to. We didn't end up participating in it for some reason. I can't remember exactly why we didn't, but we were going to compete in this tournament. And basically, when Paragon servers finally went down in April of 2018, there is some serious significance to that date. One day after the servers went down, I started streaming on Twitch. I fired up my first ever Twitch stream, and over the course of the next 5 years, something incredibly beautiful would be created. And it took on many different forms. It grew and developed just as I did, and it is now known as the Galactic Wolfpack. What started as something that I was very mad at Epic for taking the game that I fell in love with offline, turned into all right, fine. Fortnite's a thing. I'm going to try that out along with other games. And I'm going to start streaming. And I started streaming. And now here we are 5 years later as a full-time content creator with a truly wonderful, incredible, and beautiful community known as the Galactic Wolfpack. And I am so grateful and thankful to have met each and every single member of the Wolfpack over the years, and every single friend from Paragon and Fortnite and Destiny and everything. Over these years, man. Over these years, it really has been a journey. In every sense of the word, it has been an incredible journey. Without Paragon, I never would have streamed. I did my first ever stream on YouTube because of Paragon, and because of Paragon ending, I started my Twitch channel. So without Paragon, I probably never would have streamed, and I never would have made content. I never would have met the people that played such a crucial role in the building blocks of my life. So, although Paragon is gone, the friendships we made over the years, the memories we created, and the amazing times we had will always be with us. And I am incredibly thankful and grateful to have met each and every single one of you. I thank you for being a part of my life. I thank you for putting up with my fake voice. I thank you very much for staying in contact with me over the years. And I thank you ultimately for saving my life as well. Thank you. Yo, Reggie! My boy, Reggie! What is going on, my man? Reggie is another one of the GOATs. The GOATs. Reggie was known as the Nightmare. Reggie was known as the freaking Nightmare, baby. And he was a freaking killer on Paragon 2, man. Reggie, I can't remember who you played. I cannot remember for the life of me. Who did you play, man? I cannot remember, my man. But you were a killer on Paragon, dude. I remember that. Yo, the homie was known as Nightmare. And that's another one of the OGs. That's another one of the freaking GOATs. Yo. Yeah, dude. You played Quang and Greystone. Yes. And Revenant. Yeah, dude. Now I remember you being a killer Quang. Michael was a killer Greystone. Styles was a killer Revenant. Obliminal was a killer Decker. Rift was a killer Drongo. And Freeze was a killer Wraith. Yeah, man. Yeah, Aurora, that's right. Yeah, dude, Aurora. Oh man, Reggie, thank you for joining us today, my man. Thank you so much for joining us. Said proud of you. Keep doing your thing. Thank you so much, my man. I appreciate the kind words. I thank you for staying in contact as well over the years, and I thank you for joining us today, my man. Thank you for responding the other day and joining us, man. Thank you. Thank you so much, man. It really is a pleasure to see you. It's really a pleasure to see you, and it's been really cool to keep up with your progress on your Instagram stories as well, my man. I'm glad you're doing well. I'm really happy you're doing well, my man. Yo. But as Paragon came to a close and that chapter came to a close in our lives, as you guys know, as I've explained, we stayed in contact. A lot of us stayed in contact, and Reggie, Obliminal, Unique, a lot of us went on to go play Fortnite. We went on to play Smite. We went on to play Paladins. We went on to play a whole bunch of different games. We went on to play Monster Hunter World, my first ever entry into the Monster Hunter franchise. We went on to play a whole bunch of these other games. We played like crazy for years and years, man. And still to this day, we're friends. We talk periodically. And I am forever grateful to have made these friendships over the years, man. Oh my goodness, I did not know the music was at 100%. I did not know the music was at 100%. I am so sorry for the music blasting, dude. I am so sorry about that. My apologies. My apologies. Sorry about that. The music was absolutely blasting there for a second. My apologies. But I said, yes, and your Wukong. Yes. Yeah, my dude. Your Wukong was nasty too. Your Wukong was definitely nasty too. The crazy thing is, I got a funny story about that. Styles and I changed our like internal clock of our PS4s when we heard that Wukong was coming out, but he was dropping first in like Asia or something like that. We changed our PlayStation clocks to meet that time zone, and then we restarted our PlayStations, and then we booted up the game so that we could play Wukong like a day early. It was I remember that, man. I remember that as another like funny moment. The lag was pretty bad, but it was still really fun. It was still really fun to play. Yeah, I remember we literally got to play like an entire day early because we changed the PlayStation clock. Oh man. But let me tell you, man, everyone that has joined today's podcast, the episode of today's podcast, everyone that has been a part of my life or a part of my journey at all, anybody that has been a part of the wolf pack over the years as well, you guys have created the building blocks of my life. You guys have helped me, and you guys have nurtured me in times of struggle, in times of defeat, in times of just very, very rough times, man. And I appreciate you guys for being a part of my life. I appreciate you guys for being a part of my life. I appreciate you for encouraging me. Thank you to the friends that I met through Fortnite, Eli, V-Man, right? Thank you to the friends that I met from Paragon, Reggie, Obliminal, Styles. Thank you to the friends that I met on Black Ops 3. Again, Michael. Thank you guys for playing a very crucial role in my life. And thank you very much for being a part of my life all these years later. I'm very excited to play Predecessor with you guys. It is going to be dropping on PS5. It's going to be dropping on PS5 later this year. Hopefully it's dropping like October to November, hopefully, if not sooner. I do really hope so. But we do know that it is 100% this year. It is 100% this year. So if you guys do have a PS5, we will be able to play Predecessor and be able to experience the closest thing to what we remember from Paragon. And actually, I will be streaming some Predecessor after this. Again, like I said, I do stream on Kick every single Monday and Wednesday, 1:30 p.m. PDT, and every Friday at 5 p.m. PDT. So if you guys would like to see what Predecessor is like, if you guys would like to see what it is like and see the gameplay, and get hyped with me for it to drop on PS5, then the link to that is in the live chat right now. But also, as well, to anybody that is watching this once it is a VOD, or to anybody that is listening to this, to anybody watching this that is a VOD, in the description we do have the Kick channel linked if you want to check that out. But also, if you are listening to this on Spotify, then it is kick.com, so kick.com /OBORROK. That is where we stream every Monday and Wednesday at 1:30 p.m. PDT, and every Friday, so today, at 5 p.m. PDT. And we will be playing a little bit of Predecessor if you guys would like to get hyped up and see what it's going to be like when it drops on PS5 later this year. But seriously, to the entire Wolfpack, to everyone I met through Paragon, through everyone that has been a part of my life, I thank you so very much. Michael, thank you. Reggie, thank you. Tia, thank you. Car Guy, thank you. Obliminal, thank you. Styles, thank you. Eternal, thank you. Eli, thank you. V-Man, thank you. Rise, thank you. Sydney, thank you. Omar, thank you. Everyone that has been a part of my life, I thank you very, very much. You guys have played, like I said, a massive role in my life, and I am incredibly grateful to have had the opportunity to know you, and share the battlefield with you. And I'm very excited come later this year where we'll be able to share the battlefield again. That is all I have for you guys today. Thank you for hearing me. Thank you for traveling memory lane with me. And I hope to see you on Kick here very soon. Again, kick.com/OBORROK, or linked in the description down below. We'll be playing some Predecessor. But I love you guys. I thank you so much. Thank you for listening. Thank you for your time. You guys are incredible and amazing. And I'm honored to know you. Deuces, Wolfpack.